daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning. And today we're going to talk about the 5 ways that mentally strong people deal with rejection. Every single one of us is going to go through this. Sometimes we want to shield our children from going through rejection. We want to even shield ourselves. We don't want to look at it. We want to bury it. I don't like rejection. Nobody does. It brings about a lot of emotions that we don't like to deal with, like being embarrassed or being sad or being hurt. You know what? We've all been there, haven't we? Well, Inc. magazine came out with an article that I thought was really good. It was by Amy Morin. She is the author of the 5 ways mentally strong people deal with rejection. So you notice when people get turned down, it stops people from trying again. And while others bounce back from rejection even stronger than before, well, everyone experiences it, the sting of rejection. But mentally strong people use that pain to grow even stronger and become better. So whether you get excluded from a social engagement or you are passed up for a promotion, rejection hurts. No way around it. But the way you choose to respond to that rejection, however, could determine the entire course of your future. Now, here's a couple of ways that these mentally strong people overcome this rejection. The first thing that Amy Morin had talked about is that people will acknowledge their emotions, and rather than suppress it or deny the pain, they admit it. They admit that they're embarrassed or sad or disappointed, just the things I had pointed out before. But here's the thing that really turns it around for people that can acknowledge their emotion is that they have the confidence in their ability to deal with the uncomfortable emotion head on and not look away from it or shield themselves, as I mentioned. But they're going to deal with it head on, which is essential to coping with that discomfort in a healthy manner. And the second one that she mentioned is they view rejection as evidence that they're pushing the limits. So actually is they expect to be rejected sometimes, and they're not afraid to go for it, even when they suspect it may be a long shot. So basically, the whole idea about pushing the limits is that it's going to happen. I mean, do you really expect that we're going to go through our lives, and when you're putting yourself out there, that you're never going to experience a time where you're just not going to make it, you're not going to be the person for the job, or you're going to get rejected sometimes? It's just kind of like a factual thing. I mean, if you can enter the factual thing into this and kind of keep out the emotional part, it kind of makes sense, right? So if you're going to push the limits and put yourself out there, you got to expect that sometimes this is going to happen. So this third one now is something I talk about a lot, and Amy talks about this. They treat themselves with compassion. So rather than think, you're stupid for putting yourself out there, thinking you could do that, mentally strong people treat themselves with compassion. They respond to negative self-talk with a kinder, more affirming message. And I really do like this part. So whether you're getting dumped by your long-term love or blindsided by a recent firing, beating yourself up was only going to keep you down. Speak to yourself like a trusted friend. Drown out your harsh inner critic by repeating helpful mantras that will keep you mentally strong. Now, number 4, I think, is a very important one as well, and that is they refuse to let rejection define them. So if one person gets turned down for a job, they don't declare themselves incompetent, or if you get rejected by a love interest, they don't conclude that they're unlovable. They just keep rejection in the proper perspective. One person's opinion or single incident should never define who you are. Don't let your self-worth depend on other people's opinions of you. Just because someone else thinks something about you, it doesn't mean it's true. And number 5, they learn from rejection. Mentally strong people will ask themselves, what did I gain from this? So they can learn from that rejection. Rather than simply tolerate the pain, they turn it into an opportunity for self-growth. So with each rejection, they grow stronger and become better. So whether you learn about areas in your life that need improvement, or you simply recognize that being turned down isn't as awful as you imagined, rejection can be a good teacher. Use rejection as an opportunity to move forward with more wisdom. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, don't forget to go to our website at sachsinthemorning.com if you want to get into the swag store. Hit the shop button, and believe me, it's all there for you. Hats, mugs, tumblers, V-necks, visors, you name it. Go take advantage of the swag store at saxinthemorning.com.